And now it's just down to how do you crack the code of this post plant, and it might just be by way of Inspired. He gets overwhelmed, not able to find the first shot. So now the defense has some level of entry back into the site. You block off the long rotation through the front side at A. Everything else now comes into the site itself. Right clicks are landing. Nag able to find one up top, but Ion and the rest of the crew locking things down on the low ground. Last one left alive is Suther onto the site to try to contest, knowing the Vipers nearby. So this is just about, can you hit your opening shots? And so far, Klaus and Nags are able to find a 2-for-1 exchange.
Although there is still a lot of space to work with, so an opportunity to move in, a 1v1 here that Klaus will decide better to fall back here, wait for his teammates so they can play players on that retake.
Good deep paint shells, lots of damage coming through. Puts Kanzera down to critical health, taken care of quickly. Haunt denied, post plant still staying on top of the site. There's your breakdown with the poison cloud and the dark cover to block off the front. Paranoia coming through, Inspire finds the first, but Exeter cannot get away. And now it's just on to if Inspire can hit more shots in outside of the first one tap. Not much else to follow.
Into tree control.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a mimic because they're actually able to get that afforded in round 3. But Suther, and this is what everyone's been talking about, it feels like the Odin has just turned into a beefier Phantom. He's able to find one, but it's still a 4v3 nonetheless. Better trades for Envy. Paint shells causing a bit of deterrence to the post plant setup over towards drop. And Taco's able to find a shot through the smoke to land at a Kanzera. So now we've got even numbers 3v3.
Still only satchels and a flash, though. At least a vulnerable could be nice, but it missed. It just tries to clear out towards heaven, so they don't have too much to flood retake with.
Little extra peek from Egster. Doesn't find what he was looking for, so Heatgate crashes back. Time becoming a bit of an issue here for 9Z. Definitely some urgency has to come through, and Poppin finds beautiful timing, earns himself the Nightfall, and immediately pops it. Taco will be hit by that. The tethers will reveal both, actually, as Klaus is traded, and everyone knows that Taco's playing on the low ground somewhere, so just use the clock as your biggest ally.
Now with this first half of attack.
Well, interesting setup here. Yeah, you're going to get a quick burst out of Taco with the boom coming in towards A. Trades over at B, though. Has Envy looking to try to get a spike down, but the Nightfall may delay this a touch. Nags just outside the dark cover, waiting for maybe just a little bit of extra help. And now that it's here, he's going to make his move. But Ion and Exter have done all right. Gives Poppin and Ion now a 2-on-1 versus Nags, who's seen on the jump up. Oh, Viper's Pick going to be used very late in the round. Showstopper to counter. Does not hit fully, though. Klaus still alive, but only for a small time. And with that, now you've got a spike plant, and 9Z are going to have a really tough time cracking through halls and waterfall at the same time.
I mean, look at Envy. They're just fighting on different angles. The waterfall fight's about to happen. Nags is at least able to drop them both.
And now you've got the Steel Guard now. Poppin will be affected by that. He does see Takolila, and wow, he misses the opening op shot. Nags follows up for their third. Inspire, the last one left. Able to get a tag, at least closer towards where the spike is. He finds 1v3 for Inspire, and the clutch comes through, and that's a pop-off well warranted.
Man, that is gonna have to be a round here that they're gonna not like.
Yeah,
when they're gonna rewatch the VOD tonight.
That hits on your mental. Not only that, but that was the last shot for Inspire before a reload would have had to come through. So unreal stuff. Delzik shuts down the play towards ropes. Ion looking for a quick flank, but shut down as well. And hold on a second. How crucial could this possibly be for 9Z? A couple of weapons will be collected, but the Nightfall allows Poppin to follow up. Find 2. Stuck in pit, though. Gets traded. And here we go again. Inspire, 1v2 situation. Both players are 9Z with rifles in hand. Cam goes up, instantly deleted. Inspire, try to play around the flank. Trigger on towards the spike. This time Klaus comes through, and what a response from 9Z. Get a little aggressive if you're 9Z. Commit to it, though. Showstopper comes through. Now you got the fight over towards pillars, but Klaus cannot handle it. Nags gets one on the trade, but is weak. Good damage to Poppin, so the trades continue to go pinstripe in the kill feed until Suther turns the tides. Shoulder seen on Delzik. Egster tried to cause an issue. Page shells to push him back. Inspire hits the tree toggle, and how has Egster just gotten away with that? No help, no follow-up. Shot through the side, working, but it does not matter. Egster was down to critical health. Conventional Drift will scout this out.
That's how you stop it. Now you just have to fight TDM style. Who wins it? Of course, it's the rankers.
Yep. Although Suther almost able to manage himself behind and through the toxic screen. Not going to fully work out. And we've got ourselves a 3v2. Nags is close to a Nightfall, though. Could help out. Or pardon me, a Steel Garden, which could help out. But At the moment, you still need to find an elimination first before we can really consider it.
Oh, we get a plant too for the showstopper, so they are making sure here that they're guaranteeing the round as much as they can for Envy side. Showstopper immediately comes out though.
Doesn't connect. Klaus still stays on 50 HP. 9Z trying to split the difference of how they want to try to get back in, and Nags is going to find the opener. That's enough now for the Steel Garden. Can they get out of the vicinity of it? Sure seems that way. That's a lot of space granted and voluntarily given away to the defense trying to make their way back onto site, but it doesn't make a difference. The individual gun skill too strong. Envy already deep over towards Mound means that, yeah, the defense can just stack here on this cross, and Kane Zera is able to connect first. Eggster follows with the following two. You boop him back with the blast pack, and it's all Egg all the time. Envy looking good for the pistol.
And that's how it starts. I mean, the read was perfect from Envy's side. Make a lot of noise, stop the stall, stop the push from the A side. Season was going to get so much, if anything. Well, hold that thought, though. Klaus is going to try to clutch a 1 versus 4 as he's moving towards that spike.
Well, try you may, but Ion's already on the close corner. No problems there. They commit, which it looks like they're about to. Inspire in the corner, runs out of ammunition, but Egg up top will shut it largely all down. A couple of trades from 9Z get them on site, but it's a 3v2 in favor of Envy's defense.
We'll have to talk about the little details in a second here from that Cypher play of Inspire. But here's that forward push towards that spawn, but looks like we want to decide differently. Tap the spike, bait out the shots, bait out the swings, and try to fight toe-to-toe.
Well, Ion will have to hit an outlaw shot. The Arc Rose is placed. Doesn't reveal too much. Haunt will be deleted. Now the counter. Pistol shots from Kane work out, and whoa, I think Ion thought he hit that. Doesn't make a difference. Kane is able to connect. I don't think that Prowler sees the raise, and now all of a sudden you've got the angle, you've got the vice wall, and Envy just don't care about it. They're going to find all 3 first eliminations.
That's GG. That's 2 dogs lost here in a 5v2. There's still trips on the site. That is just unfortunate.
Sheesh.
A flawless at that.
Well, I mean, Vance, what do you say? So yeah, this shock dart will miss the opening trip. The one way is absolutely perfect. Does get countered though, so that's an open battlefield now to jump onto B and get a plant.
Yeah, try to do a little bit of a 2023 tech. The Poppin's already moving out for that first headshot on Soother.
Yeah, you can just tell Envy's feeling it. The reveal comes through. You follow with the shoulder, but Delzik able to turn him aside. Klaus good for another 2, and
Trip's going to spot him. The rest of the fight's going to happen towards this A site.
Flash comes through. Taco's able to at least counter the opening first blood. Again, just keeping it even. And ooh, deep relay bolt would have found success, but Kane peaks a little bit too early. So now it's just on to Inspire, who cannot win the 1v1 versus Soother. And how about the bonus coming through for 9Z? Hold your horses. They're showing up.
Read for 9Z to continue to brute force away on that side.
Hunter's Fury is out for the offense, trying to clear out that front space over at Market, but Eggster connects over through the front, and Inspire gets replaced back inside of Market, comes away with everything. First and foremost, though, for this defense at B is if Egg can hit again. Double blast pack out, forces the shot, does not work. Gate crash is not set up right now. Has to avoid the slow orb, but does so nicely. But Taco's already on site and deals with the Cypher. Decoy gives Egg a chance, finds himself one that also earns a dimensional drift. Chance to maybe stall out this plant a little bit, but the barrier orb reinforces the post-plant attack. Egg is stuck into a corner, but here comes the rest of Envy from the opposite side, and Poppin saves a life. Just down to 1. It's Delzik for the 1v3. Trying to slip around the back side, but Ion reads it, deals with it, and it's 2 rounds in a row for Envy.
Towards this map.
Well, showstopper into the corner does work out. Heal orb is immediately there as Klaus will actually give some support and make sure Taco can stay alive. So quick 5v3, little burst play is working out nicely for 9Z. And honestly, this just comes down to can Kane connect? He finds the first. Fast lane to reposition, but shut down by Delzik. Good slow orb placement by Nags. Turning that into essentially an assist plus a self-credited kill. And it's on to Eggster for what have to be a 1v4. Finds the first 2 in the corner almost. He had a good read, but Nags slipped underneath the aim, and 9Z get back on the board.
To really try to cancel out the mid lurk that we're trying to take, and that is an overzealous peak that gets punished.
Yeah, and that's just tough because you have to challenge the dark cover at A. They use the Owl drone. At the same time, they're trying to hope that Envy's focus will be on A, that they can work up mid. Not the case whatsoever. Absolutely stuffed. And now you have to kind of force the square peg into the round hole. You don't have any intel at all on A. but you got to try to make a play somewhere. And it's going to have to be here. So they're stalled. Good slow orb, but Poppin has freedom to pop the owl drone. Good reveal behind that. And Kane Zero will line up for the collat and then just push on forward. Nags is able to get the plant off and a little bit of damage, but there's just no way you survive through that. It will be Chuck Dart. Looks like he's going to be committing for that. And yeah, he's going to go to the backside at B. Eggster, first one up defensively, has not been able to see anything over the top of the trap. Now has an opportunity as it falls. First blood good, second better. Now looking for more. Everyone's stuck in the corner, and it's going to be Egg for 4. And oh, Envy look that they want to challenge this. And why not?
Easily.
Follow up, no problem. Viper's wall, if that drops, could be dangerous, and it does, and it is. Oh my goodness. Aldron will scout a little bit of this out, but Ion is still in position, and he's able to hit another. Does he get more? Opportunity for us. The page shells will force him back, and that will be how Taco gets not just 1, but 2. And all of a sudden, numbers back into the arms of 9Z.
And thankfully, Taco's there to really calm down that round. The wall, they're going to plant for a spawn. He's going to get an ult out of it, too.
And there, oh, no fly zone. Inspire shuts down the showstopper. Gate crash set. Nags is seen on the cross. Flash lands. Envy clears out the tight corner. Now has to go over towards elbow. They're going to swing it. First shot good. But Eggster responds to the 1v1. Dimensional drift comes through, and he's trying to dance with it. And it's just more Yoru antics for the egg.
Well, yeah, 9Z, we're getting snuffed all over the place.
Oh.
We could try to go for that plow into that A site, so Inspire is there, and now we're just going for solo peaks again. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah, looking for timing right there, but gets caught. Looking for a little bit of extra distance gained with the knife out. So numbers for 9Z to try to get us to a 6-6 half. There's the burst across. Well, what a nice little peek that was. Eggster will drop. Delzik will join the effort on the site. Paranoia cuts across the back. Kane still able to connect. Saw the head of another as Poppin is trying to make his way in. Is there an opportunity to try to overwhelm this with all of a sudden the overdrive out? But Klaus shuts it down. 2v3. Hunter's Fury at the ready. Viper's Pit currently up. Poppin is soaking up a lot of the green mist. And that will be enough for 9Z to finally get something going and end the half 6-6 tied. The plant and instead is going to make its way up towards mid, and Klaus is prepared for it. So Pistol looking pretty good here for 9Z. Inspire also caught on the roam, and unless someone pops off, this feels like a pretty casual round for 9Z.
Looks like Envy just tried to walk all the way around here and try to push towards the A site, but then they kind of split off when they got towards the back of Boba Control. And you're still planning out in the open where the flank is coming from on the triple swing when Inspire just got picked off. This is quite an interesting round here for a Pistol, for Envy at least.
Well, if you can find something as the smokes fade, maybe, but not the case. Ion. First one, no, not going to work out. Right click too strong, and 9Z take a pivotal pistol here to start the second half. Oh, nice opening shot from Taco. A chance for more, and he gets it. Oh boy, not how you designed this opener if you're Envy. And the showstopper will force everyone to run with their tail between their legs. Huge start though for 9Z in this bonus, coming in a very unexpected manner.
Fun part about this though, it's that it's Envy. I don't think they're going to try to save their weapons for a minute and 15 seconds. They're going to try to go for some sort of play. We don't have to podcast for a bit. You see Ion just trying to spray through the smoke and gets picked off, and this should be the round now. So,
but of course you're seeing it kind of unfold here on Sunset. 9Z, first 2 kills, 2 clean, and Envy just trying to force their way through mid. Klaus is going to find a third. That's got good enough to get a Hunter's Fury. Not that he's going to really need it in this round, you'd think. Nags is still watching over through mid. Inspire does shut down Klaus, so you do pick the right site to go to, but Nags connects, and he gets to read that Inspire is also in the vicinity. Especially considering that he's picked what was essentially a one-done corner. Unless you get some sort of a lineup. You hear the footsteps just kind of teetering on the top of this B-Raptor. There's the first, there's the second. Stop it. 1v1 with Nags, who only has the op. No weapon to collect immediately. But Inspire is low on ammunition. But Nags is just going to run away? What? Unbelievable. Inspire's going to pull off a technical 1v3.
no longer a side. What a play.
Yeah. Yep. That's your roamer down, so Envy, they know that they need to try to go quickly, but the slow orb is in their way. Drone trying to scout things out past the toxic screen, doesn't reveal too much of anything. Paranoia will cut across the site, Hunter's Fury trying to delay, and Nags will get a second opportunity, and then the Hunter's Fury just holds them in their track. And you've got Kane just watching for contact on the cross through the mid connector. Poppin's playing for sound cues up close and personal, finds the first, not gonna get the second though. Now it all rests with Kane. Trying to watch the cross, only on about half health. First opportunity, dark cover blocks it. Relay bolt down. Op shot misses, but cannot lock the shots onto Klaus. And we're gonna get 11-7 tally, 9Z in a position of control on the map.
Big for Poppin to flank with.
And he's got a Hunter's Fury if he does clean up the backside of the site. Just comes down to, can they win these first 1v1s up close and personal? You see Kane with a Bucky on the corner. Inspire finds the first. Suther knows that there's trouble nearby. But do they know how quickly Poppin is on his way over? At elbow, though, a new front on the war has been established. Inspire finds a second. Kane! Oh! He gets a little 1v2 through elbow.
Yeah, they're trying to use a Hunter's Fury with it. He's not going to continue to follow because it's at the end of the timer of the dimensional drift. But that's full sight taken now.
Oh, and Inspire cuts the action through Market. Kane pushes forward to scale deeper to the backside of B. And honestly, if you're 9Z, you just don't have a route here. And Ion's going to make matters worse by playing a little bit further forward, but Klaus shuts it down. You can just tell by Delzic's position that unless a couple of kills comes through, this is likely going to be some sort of a save. And that is what we're looking at. So Envy very quickly get to 9. And it does feel like a bit of like a stagger right there from 9Z, where they just kind of get pushed back, and all of a sudden they kind of feel like they're on their heels a little bit.
They're trying to take for Envy side first, and now you adapt.
I was gonna say good counterintelligence here for Klaus, but Envy still trying to push through that. Trade comes out. The big question mark is, what can you get from Taco when he gets shut down before you can pull the showstopper fully out? Suther holding on to Market. Good reveal, good vulnerability for a moment. But again, here is that little pinch set up once again, and Ion wraps behind the play for 2. Delzic inserts himself to trade. This would be a 1v3, but the spike will quickly rotate to A for the free plant.
What a play. Exer was trying to move through. I felt like he was trying to pick up the spike and TP out because they hit the door at the same time. So they wouldn't get sprayed here by Suther, but there was a little bit of a bump chest going through. Delzic, though, got information on both players, but he is now also spotted by the cam.
First 1v1 is a critical one. Instead, trust that the dark cover will give him some peek in towards the site. The second one is set up for a potential defuse. Delzic trying to find timing outside the dark cover. Does not initially see the Cypher, but then turns back to it. To the 1v1 now with Eggster. How do you play this? Delzic pops out, but Eggster responds, and Envy's cooking. 10-11, down 1.
Oof.
They're thinking they can isolate this Viper, anticipating that they're the only one on the site. That's not the case. And Egg will also lose his life. So 9Z, numbers advantage. And they've got Envy scattered around the map with a very late last-second rotation back to be on the way.
Swung a little bit too wide before he shot there, so kind of gave his tell on the angle being held by Nagzit. So that gives a chance now for Inspire to retreat and play with his team. We just talked about the double inserts. Poppy was making so much noise on the rotate to try to get that 1v1 forced out of 9Z. Now everybody has to stay out towards the spawn because they have to respect where Ines could be lurking.
Yep. Poppin, trying to kill some time. Nobody home yet, though, past this dark cover. Spam just to make sure of it. A little bit of counteraction now on the way, as 9Z will stack. Paranoia being held. And Poppin's going to find one through the dark cover, deletes the recon before it even pings. Oh my goodness, 9Z are held back.
Gotta save.
They're trying to make a last-second rotation, possibly through Market, but you've got to go like you're talking about, Vans. Otherwise, you're just forfeiting the round, and they're going to save? We're hitting the res to try to save this? Are we crazy? Envy's going to get to 12.
30 seconds
Oh my
left.
gosh, and now you're counter flanking again on Boba.
Well, there's the kills for 9Z. Poppin still keeps the play alive, and Kane will connect. Klaus up top, denied as Kane connects once more. Just down to Delzy. He's going to find the first. 1v2 now. And this is the next difficult moment. Where is Envy? And he's got to go quickly. And now we're spending a lot of ammunition. Does he clear this corner behind the small box? He does. Finds the 1v1. Now with Poppin. Dark cover will block the angle. There's the toggle. Shock dart not going to land. Poppin has one more to spend. Does he get caught with the bow? No, it's a recon bolt first. Now you've got a shock dart, and that will be how Envy do it. What a comeback effort. It looked sloppy at the beginning. You take a timeout, you say, all right, let's just kick the brakes a little bit.